Hello and welcome to another bad review. I just finished reading Total Justice issue 1. This was a three-part miniseries back in 1996, tied in with a Kenner action figure line they were doing. Now, it primarily features Batman, Robin, the Tim Drake Robin, Aquaman when he was more of the Gordon's fisherman, one hook with a hook guy, the Flash, Green Lantern, and I think they did a Superman figure if I remember correctly. This was written by Christopher Priest with art by Raymond Bernardo, inks by Dick Giardo, sorry. Gasper did the lettering, Gene D'Angelo was the colorist, and Ruben Diaz editor. Alright, since this was a toy tie-in, it's generally those aren't very good. Unless you go back to the 80s when they did some stuff that was a little bit better, a little more highbrow. This one opens up with Robin on a subway train or metro, barreling across at insane speeds, and it's a school day, so he shouldn't be out. Well, it turns out there's this IG, insane guy, as they refer to it. He's got C4 strapped to his chest, and he's gonna kill everything, and the island of life, death to life, he keeps yelling. And Robin sees him standing on a dead man's switch and doesn't want to set the C4 off, so he's got to hold him down until they go into a tunnel where Batman shows up to save the day. Next thing you know, Robin's on a yacht with his dad, and they're going to go see some island that this crazy guy turned out to be the owner of, and he was trying to sell the island, so they're going to look for a deal. Well, some hands come up and yank the boat under. There's a shipwreck. There's a guy down in the water, looks sort of like a parademon, and starts attacking Robin. Robin's in trouble, manages to escape, but there's wreckage everywhere, and he's floating there. Next thing we see is Wally West, the Flash, running across the water, and he meets up with Green Lantern. It's a very quick, fast-paced introduction to everybody. Most of these characters were well known. They all had their own books, so it wasn't a surprise that we're talking about the Kyle Rayner Green Lantern and Wally West. That's who these guys were then. Then we get to see Aquaman right as these guys' powers cut out. Aquaman's fine. He's got his hook hand and he's dragging them in a net, takes them on the beach and dumps them. And he's a real jerk about everything. And he blames them for some random thing with the animals being dead within a mile radius. I don't know why he's blaming them. They clearly just got there. And he was kind of a jerk around this time anyway, but he's extra special jerky here. Then we cut to the Justice League trying to formulate a plan, and we got a whole panorama of people: Superman, Martian Manhunter, Blue Beetle, Ted Cord Blue Beetle, I should say, Captain Atom, Booster Gold, Firestorm, and a bunch of people I don't care about. I don't know who they are. I think it's Checkmate or somebody, Task Force. Let's say Task Force, so I don't even care. But Batman shows up and he's like, I got it handled. Shut up and sit down. The only people that won't be affected by this would be Blue Beetle and Batman. So Batman's like, you need Blue Beetle here to help you sort this out, so I'm going alone. And then he leaves, and everybody's like, okay. So back on the island, we see Flash and Green Lantern sitting around being mopey and having a conversation. Then this bad guy shows up again, and he starts beating the crap out of them because they don't have their powers, which apparently these very athletic men have no ability to do any hand-to-hand without their superpowers, which is absolutely ludicrous. They've all been in tons of fights. They would at least know how to throw a punch or two, maybe some kicks. Yeah, they're slower now and they have less powers, but they're still not incompetent boobs like they're kind of portrayed as. But don't worry, Robin shows up to rescue him, and he's managed to create a cape out of some rags and a little mask, and he's got like a sack on a stick that he hits the bad guy with. Dumb. But yeah, it hits him in the eyes, which is apparently the weak spot on him. So they start running away, but the bad guy quickly catches up with them. And they don't tell you who the bad guy is, but he looks like a parademon. So he scoops up Robin, and they get up in the air and start fighting. And Robin manages to bap him one in the eyes right as Batman's showing up. But that's when he quickly realizes that they're in the air. So he starts falling out of the sky. Cliffhanger ending. Alright, the story is actually not bad. In the 90s, when this came out, I remember having this issue back then, and I was not a big Christopher Priest fan. I've come to appreciate him a lot more over the years, but in the mid 90s, there was a lot of garbage out, and quite honestly, the art in this is horrific. I detest this style. It's like this pseudo manga, weird muscles. Like it looks like on page 5, Batman shows up to stop the train. It looks like he has boobs in the middle of his chest, but they're supposed to be pec muscles. It looks really weird. And this guy doesn't draw faces real well, in my opinion. I think everybody looks like they're about to take a huge poop, and their expressions are over exaggerated. Their mouths look like they're really long, and muscle toning looks fine. He can draw bodies pretty well. It's heads and hair that he can't do. Aquaman looks like a raving lunatic through the entire thing. He just his hair's all sticking out everywhere. It looks silly. And same with like when they do the Justice League scene, everybody's face looks weird, elongated. Superman looks like he has Down syndrome. Martian Manhunter looks like he's uh, been bashed in the head a few times by an ugly tree. Batman's face has these weird lines. I don't even know what those look like. They just look like he's got some kind of like jaw missing or something. So yeah, it's the art is horrific. It really hurts the issue. The hairstyles look bad enough because they are incredibly dated now. But the fact that the guy can't draw heads and hair worth a damn really hurts it. Because like Wonder Woman has this big poopy. It looks like the I don't know somebody dumped a can of motor oil into some jelly or something, and stuck it on her head. It looks silly. But yeah, he has good. He draws arms really well and legs, but he seems to have a problem with like stomach muscles, like the abs, and faces. Faces are his biggest weak point. So yeah, this I think he's trying to imitate like Rob Liefeld. So it's not a style I enjoy. Yeah, I did not like the art. It really hurt the story. Story was okay. It was reasonably interesting. The dialogue was a little rigid, but not bad. It was a 225 cover price, so it was a little expensive for the time, I think. But yeah, I don't know. This one you kind of have to really be into the toy line, or it works well for selling toys, but I don't think it really works otherwise. And we haven't really got to any of the things that are related to the toys with the special armor and whatever. But we'll see that in the next issue. So yeah, this one was okay. I would definitely have read it and picked up issue 2, which I know I did. But yeah, when I reread this today, I was just the art is not aged well. It was bad then. It looks even more awful now. So that would definitely hurt the experience of reading it. But if you like this type of quasi exaggerated manga, yeah, I would go for it. But I don't like it. I think it's hideous. So that'll do it for this one. Come back in a few hours. Part 2 should be up. So we'll look at issue 2 next. As always, thanks for listening. We hope to see you next time.